2023 are called to order concurrently at 6:10 p.m. The Pledge of Allegiance tonight will be led by Senior Planner Maria Maharek.
Good evening. Please place your hand over your heart and begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. This is the time for the we're going to oral communications. This is the time for the public to address the Planning Commission on items not on the public hearing portion of the agenda. After obtaining permission to proceed by the presiding officer, speakers should first state their full name and address for the record, although not required. The speaker shall limit their address to 3 minutes. Any public comments that are discriminatory, defamatory, or otherwise not protected speech will not be considered, consented to, or otherwise adopted by the Planning Commission in its deliberations and findings. As a courtesy to others, please silence cell phones and other electronic devices. The Planning Commission strives to treat all participants with civility, and we ask that you do the same. Please keep remarks to 3 minutes. Is there anyone that would like to speak?
Through the chair, through the chair,
Okay.
we need to do roll call of the commission real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Chairperson Smith,
Present.
Vice Chairperson El-Shanable,
Present.
Commissioner Ortiz,
Present.
Commissioner Caravello is running late. Commissioner Richard? He's present. Thank you. Yes, so oral communications now can be open.
Okay, is there anybody that'd like to?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Name is Gordon Michael Migo, native and resident of Hawthorne since October the 8th, 1952. The city of Hawthorne is at a crossroads, a city that has a population of nearly 100,000 people. And we are, like I said, at a crossroads of becoming a really great community in the South Bay area. Los Angeles County ended up a less than desirable place to live. Now, we have a lot going on with the Hawthorne Mall site where we're trying to bring that back to a place of shopping, dining, and entertainment, amongst other things, community events and so forth. And then we have a lot of hotels that are presently existing and new ones that are coming online, which is great for the city. And I noticed there's some on the agenda as well. It is absolutely important that the health and safety of the people in Hawthorne is not diminished by elected, appointed, or hired employees in local, county, state, and federal levels of government. The Robert F. Kennedy Medical Center closed on December 13th, 2004 in Hawthorne. It has created a large hole in the hospital network in Los Angeles County. Hospital Association of Southern California has so stated a number of times, amongst other entities. If the last 3 years of the COVID-19 situation serves as a lesson, it has taught us that we are very, very short on hospital bed space. So it is imperative that we make the opening of a new hospital complex on the former side of the RFK-MC a priority in Hawthorne. At the January 10th meeting of the City Council, I presented an outline of a proposal, basically from A to Z, for it. The money is available through different sources. As far as proposals for hundreds of residential units being constructed on the 8.25 acre site, the property owner, that being Bill Hassan, should consider supporting Hawthorne for the betterment of Hawthorne. He has signs so posted in parts of the city so stating. Through partnerships to have a major hospital. In return, the people of Hawthorne would show their appreciation by supporting a project of some magnitude, housing project, at a prominent location that, let's say, along Imperial Highway, it'd be like a transit-oriented project, and which would be much more beneficial to the city. So let us work together to make it a reality. And I might add that I've have a copy here of not only what I just spoken, but also my comments from the January 10th City Council meeting that so outlines the proposals. And so at that, I will relinquish my, and it's very good to see you. I haven't been before you guys for quite a while, so I know it's already February. I'll just say Happy New Year to you all. Hope you all had a great Christmas and all that. So I'm a little belated.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Okay. Seeing no one else, I will close oral communications. We'll recess the Airport Zoning Commission, and we'll go to the Planning Commission consent calendar.
There are no items.
Now we're going to continued public hearings. Items number 1 and 2, conditional use permit 2021 CU09 and design review 2021 DR06. And items 3 and 4 is a conditional use permit 2022 CU11 and design review 2022 DR06. Senior Planner Maharick will present the staff report.
Good evening, Commissioners. There are no staff reports tonight. The applicant requested that all items be continued to the April 5th, 2023 Planning Commission meeting.
Okay, do I have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Will the secretary please call for the vote?
Yes. Chairperson Smith,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson El-Shanable,
Yes.
Commissioner Ortiz,
Yes.
Commissioner Caraveo,
Yes.
Commissioner Richard,
Yeah.
Okay. Now, a conditional use permit 2022 CU10, Senior Planner Maria Maharick will present the staff report.
Good evening, Commissioners. There is also no staff report for this item. The applicant has requested to continue the item to the March 15th, 2023 Planning Commission meeting.
Okay.
I'll move to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Will the secretary please call for the vote?
Chairperson Smith,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson El-Shanable,
Yes.
Commissioner Ortiz,
Yes.
Commissioner Caraveo,
Yes.
and Commissioner Richard.
Yes.
Okay, now we'll move on to new public hearings. Conditional use permit 2022 CU12. Now is the time and place to open the public hearing to consider conditional use permit 2022 CU12. Assistant Planner Nathan Levy will present the staff report.
Good evening,
Ready?
Commissioners. So what we have before you today is a request for a conditional use permit for the parking of impounded vehicles by U.S. Tow. So they're proposing to do this at 3232 West Rosecrans. You can see on the map presented here that it's currently zoned as M1. Prior to U.S. Tow taking over control, there was a significant amount of abandoned vehicles and assorted detritus that filled up the rear portion of the lot. And you'll notice that this rear portion of the lot is actually abutting a multifamily residential unit. So as far as the existing conditions, this is what the lot appeared like before U.S. Tow took control. As of right now, they've already cleared out all of the abandoned vehicles and have gotten it down to clean up the entire property. As you can see, the front building, this building is the one that fronts on Rosecrans. It's also a bit run down. There's graffiti that's been continuously graffitied through the years. So what we have as far as our proposal is a continuation of the buildings as they are, except that they will be painted and maintained. One of the conditions of approval is that any graffiti that's placed on these buildings will be painted over within 24 hours. The rear lot, which is a second parcel, is going to be used for the storage of the vehicles. Now, these vehicles are all for overflow parking from US Tow's primary lot. These vehicles will be stored there long-term. Currently, the DMV is rather backlogged with their processing of long lean vehicles. And so this is where they will be stored until DMV has essentially caught up to where these cars are on their list. The access to this site will be limited. It will be employees that are moving vehicles in and out, and it will be police officers, and it will be insurance representatives. So as far as the site improvements based on the existing buildings, the applicant is proposing to do fairly neutral palette with a gray for the main building with a blue trim and then a black fencing, wrought iron fence around the entire property. So as far as the staff recommendation, the staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt PC Resolution 2023-06 with minor updates based on discussions with the applicant and planning department staff. The resolution states that the facility will operate solely during normal business hours. We have since refined this. Based on discussions with the applicant and department, we would suggest that access would be 24/7 for access to the vehicles, but the movement of any vehicles on the lot would only be permissible during business hours. The business hours we're proposing are based off of the permissible construction hours in the city, which is Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The only other change to the resolution that we are recommending is that we amend the portion where it says only employees of US Tow will be gaining access to the lot, and we will update it to say that police and insurance representatives will also have access to the lot. Again, no vehicle owners or customers will have access to this lot, only those stated.
Thank you. Does the Planning Commission have any questions for the staff? This is for commissioners only.
Through the chair, just one question. Are there any site improvements proposed, like new paving, or is that already, everything's already existing?
Everything is already in fairly good condition. The main issues were just the buildup of the abandoned vehicles and trash. Because of its abandoned state, as you can imagine, there was a pileup and access was granted against people's permission for vagrants. So this has then, since then, been cleaned up. It will be maintained. The applicant has already stated that he will be putting surveillance systems throughout. There will be no trespassing signs located around the property.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else have any questions? No, thank you. Is the applicant present? Do they wish to speak? Step up to the microphone, please.
Good evening, Honorable Commissioners. My name is Rajpal Dillon. I'm the owner of US Tow. I also own the lot at 3232 Rosecrans, and it's just the police department's been keeping us very busy the last few years, and we have close to 500 cars in inventory, and we just need a place to put some of them. That's basically the basis of this request. If there's any questions I could answer? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to address the commission on this issue? So if others have spoken, would the director like to make any additional comments?
No additional comments.
Thank you. Are there any documents to place into the administrative record?
There are no additional documents.
I now formally close the public hearing on these items. Do I have a motion for the continued use permit?
I would like to add a condition for no parking or storage of vehicles on the street or in the alleyway. But besides that, I'm okay with the project. So I'll motion to approve with that additional condition.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second, sorry.
Secretary, please call for the, gotcha. Will the secretary please call for the vote?
Yes. Chairperson Smith,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Oshinable,
Yes.
Commissioner Ortiz,
Yes.
Commissioner Caravello,
Yes.
and Commissioner Richard.
Yes.
Okay. Now we'll move on to design review application 2022-DR05. Now is the time and place to open the public hearing to consider design review application 2022-DR05. Assistant Planner Nathan Levy will present the staff report.
Evening, Commissioners. What we have before you today is the design review for a new two-story combined office warehouse building. It's located in the southwestern portion of the city in an industrial area. It's on 147th, separated from Inglewood by one other lot. It's predominantly surrounded by industrial. There's industrial, in fact, on all four sides. You'll notice about 200 or so feet to the east, there are additional uses within the city of Lawndale. The nearest residential use to this site is actually a little over 200 feet away. And you'll notice that's one document that we added. In addition, you should have had that on your pile of documents along with the agenda. Should have been an email that we received from a concerned citizen stating that they were a resident. From a Becky George. So we received this Monday in the afternoon. And she voices just, her opinion that this should be utilized for other purposes, whether that's restaurants, residential, or anything of that nature. As far as the planning department can see, as it's surrounded entirely by industrial uses, it's close to Inglewood, which would be a main thoroughfare. It's best utilized as it's stated within our zoning code and as it's designated in the general plan land use section. Currently, there are 5 buildings on the site. The proposal would be to remove all 5 existing buildings and create one building. So our existing site, as it exists right now, we have an entrance dominated by one building with the remaining floor behind and then to the right as well. The applicant is proposing to set up this 2-story structure so that it can be divided in 2, one on each side. Each side will have 2 truck bays as well as 1 loading ramp for a total of 4 truck bays and 2 loading ramps. Parking will be throughout the front, offsetting the building from the main street. The main floor is going to be predominantly warehousing. There will also be some additional office space, about 1,500 square feet. The second floor is going to be almost entirely office space. We've got 5,500 square feet or so of office space with some minor storage that's intended for the offices themselves. For the roof, they've already set it up so that it would be possible to add in solar panels, though that's not part of this request or application. So the applicant has proposed a building that is a modern industrial design. They've incorporated several different colors to try and break up the appearance of the building, and they have somewhat offset the massing as well to help create a little bit of interest and diversity. So here we have our elevations and a better image and a rendering for the proposed colors. As I mentioned, the parking lot would be in the front, and that would also be where the majority of the landscaping would be located. We are currently getting an update on our landscape plans because the applicant needed to incorporate changes to the trash enclosure. So this is similar to what will actually be put in place, but it's not the exact plan. The applicant is proposing to use all drought-tolerant plants that are either located on our list or are similarly able to be approved. The staff would recommend that the Planning Commission adopt PC Resolution 2023-07, approving the CEQA determination and the design review application.
Okay, thank you. Is the applicant present, and do they wish to speak?
Hi, my name's Matt Simon. I'm the architect for the project. I'm just available to answer any questions. Also have owner's representative as well, if you guys have any questions. I was trying to figure out what you're looking at, and I figured it out. It's the television.
Same thing.
Is there anyone, oh, I'm sorry.
If you have any questions at all.
I just want to know if you have any proposed tenants for the site yet?
Not at this time. Do we have any? No proposed yet, not at this time.
Okay.
A comment more than a question. There's 2 large trees that are being proposed as part of the landscaping in the median island. And I did see that some light standards were also located in the same vicinity. So just want to make sure that they're not going to be conflicting with each other, and the trees will remain. So maybe that's something that we could do as a, I don't know if it can be a condition, because it looks like they're conflicting with each other. And so,
Are you referring to existing trees or
no,
proposed trees?
the proposed trees, yeah.
Oh.
And there's 2 light poles that are right in the same vicinity.
Okay. So we're actually, should we talk about the trash enclosures? Because
Yeah, I can talk about that
okay,
briefly.
because we're addressing that, and the trash enclosures are now going to be,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, so that was one of the changes that's being caused to the landscaping plan. And that's because initially the trash enclosures were proposed to be adjacent to the frontage. Public Works requested that it was placed further back, and because of that, the trash enclosures are now in that central median area that we were talking about. So that's why the landscaping plan will be updated.
So by updating, does that mean the large trees are being removed?
No, there's still trees proposed here. We're meeting anything that the planners have, any requirements that the city has or the planners asked for. We're willing to put that in. Not a
Yeah,
problem.
one of the requirements I would like to see is large trees remain as shown in the plans.
Okay. Okay, because we have them on either end, I believe, right? And then-
Yeah. So the proposed
Not a
will
problem.
be essentially on either end, kind of bracketing the trash enclosures will be where those large trees will be
Okay.
located.
Right.
And we can definitely put that in there, that would have to stay as.
Okay, perfect.
Absolutely. We like them to soften up the front of the building as well. So.
Yeah, it helps, with the environment, the heat island, reducing heat island, so yes, thank you.
Okay,
Okay, thank you. We're
thank you.
finished. Is there anyone else who wishes to address the commission on this issue? Okay. Ms. Maharica, are there any documents to place into the administrative record?
Yes, just the email that Mr. Levy mentioned that we received on February 13th from the nearby resident.
Okay. Do my fellow commissioners have any final comments on this item or questions for staff?
Just a quick comment on the letter. You know, I did read it, and you know, unfortunately, as a planning commission, we don't dictate what a private, what an owner of a private property does with their property. We could only evaluate what they bring before us. So I agree that the city needs more housing, but that's not really up to us. So that's all I'd like to say on that.
Okay, thank you.
If I may, through the chair, just to echo that, also the zoning of the land is industrial.
That's correct.
So the industrial zoning also limits what can be done there, and
That's correct.
and the project that's ahead of us is very compatible with industrial.
Okay. For anyone else? No? Okay. Do my fellow, I'm sorry. I now formally close the public hearing on these items. And do I have a motion for the conditional use permit?
No,
Um,
for the design review through the chair.
Yes, I'll make the motion to approve with the condition that the two large trees remain per the submitted plans.
I'll second.
Would the secretary please call for the vote?
Yes, Chairperson Smith,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson El Shanable,
Yes.
Commissioner Ortiz,
Yes.
Commissioner Caraballo,
Yes.
and Commissioner Richard.
Yes.
And now we'll call back to order the Airport Zoning Commission. Are there any administrative items? No items?
No items.
Okay. Items to be placed on future agendas, because there's no items.
No items thus far.
So we will have the commissioner report. We will start at the end.
Sorry, guys, it's been hard to talk. I'm just right here from the dentist. Made it here just been a little tough talking, but glad to see you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna be quiet
Nothing on my end.
No.
Thank you. But my teeth are fine.
Either of you two?
I do have something for staff. There's a lot that is on, it's a vacant lot. I believe there used to be a trailer park right on the corner of Inglewood and
Oh, yes.
Inglewood and one
136, 137,
Yeah,
something around there. I know which one,
yeah.
correct. Mhm.
So, can we get a report for the next meeting on what the status of that vacant lot is? It's been vacant for a while, and in addition to that, if it, you know, it's obvious, I think, that the city needs more housing, and even better if it was not apartments, but market rate, or not market rate, but private homes. So it seems like it would be an ideal location for implementing like a small lot ordinance, you know, where we can get like smaller homes allowed, but, you know, on very small lots, you know, to promote more affordable housing, you know, that young families can afford. So just an idea. It just seems like a perfect location. So I don't think the city has a small lot ordinance, right?
We do not. The only thing that has come through is through the state, through SB 9.
Yeah, but that's
that's only
different.
for a very,
Yeah. So if maybe we can, in conjunction with my question, like if there's an opportunity that we can look into that.
okay.
That-
I'll make sure to pass it along to the director
Yeah,
as well.
thank you.
Anything else?
Just
On 34th.
hopefully everybody enjoyed their Valentine's Day. Thank you to staff for all your hard work, and thank you for the commission for all being here. I think it's been a while since we've all been together.
Been here.
And that's it.
I think we're supposed to share this rose, Commissioner.
I have three myself. I don't know.
Can hardly hear him. Can hardly hear you.
I was just saying thank you to staff and thank you to all the commissioners for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Director report?
No reports?
No director, huh?
No director. I'm the replacement for tonight.
Okay, we'll now, meeting is adjourned at 6:40 to the next regular meeting of March the 1st, 2023. Thank you very much, everybody,
Thank
for
you,
being here.
everyone.